The Mongol Empire, a name that echoes through history, evokes images of vast armies and sweeping conquests. At its peak, it was the largest contiguous land empire the world has ever seen. From the Pacific Ocean in the east to Eastern Europe in the west, the Mongols' influence was undeniable. At the heart of this empire stood Genghis Khan, a figure of immense ambition and military prowess. Genghis Khan, born Temujin, rose from humble beginnings to unite the often warring Mongol tribes. His story is one of resilience, strategic brilliance, and an unwavering ambition to conquer. Under his leadership, the Mongols broke free from their nomadic existence and forged an empire that would reshape the world. This essay delves into the life of Genghis Khan, his rise to power, and the factors that enabled the Mongols to build such a vast empire. We will explore their military strategies, the impact of their conquests on trade and culture, and the legacy they left behind. The Mongol Empire's influence extended far beyond its territorial borders. It connected east and west, facilitated the exchange of goods and ideas, and left an indelible mark on the course of human history. Born into a world of nomadic tribes and constant conflict, Temujin's early life was marked by hardship and uncertainty. The Mongolian steppe, a vast expanse of grassland, was a challenging environment where survival was a daily struggle. His father, Yesugai, was a chieftain of a small tribe. However, when Temujin was just 9 years old, Yesugai was poisoned by a rival clan, leaving the young boy and his family vulnerable. They were cast out of their tribe and forced to fend for themselves. These early experiences instilled in Temujin a keen sense of survival and a deep understanding of loyalty and betrayal. He witnessed firsthand the brutality of tribal warfare and the importance of alliances. Growing up in the harsh steppes, he honed his skills as a hunter, a rider, and a warrior. He learned the importance of discipline, strategy, and the ability to unite people under a common goal. These formative years shaped the man who would become Genghis Khan, the great Khan of the Mongols. The Mongol tribes, spread across the vast steppe, were often engaged in internal conflicts. Each tribe was fiercely independent, vying for resources and dominance. Temujin, through a combination of strategic alliances and military victories, began to unite these disparate groups. He understood that a divided Mongolia was a weak Mongolia. He sought to create a sense of unity among the tribes, emphasizing shared ancestry and common goals. His charisma and vision resonated with many, and he gradually gained their loyalty. However, his rise to power was not without its challenges. He faced betrayals, conspiracies, and numerous battles against rival leaders. Yet Temujin persevered, demonstrating remarkable resilience and strategic acumen. By 1206, he had overcome his enemies and united the Mongol tribes under his rule. At a gathering known as the Kurultai, a grand assembly of Mongol leaders, he was given the title Genghis Khan, meaning oceanic ruler or universal ruler. This marked the beginning of the Mongol Empire and the start of Genghis Khan's quest for conquest. The Mongol army, under Genghis Khan's leadership, was a formidable force that swept across Asia and Europe. Several key factors contributed to their military dominance. The Mongols were exceptional horsemen, capable of covering vast distances and launching swift attacks. Their cavalry was highly mobile and disciplined, allowing them to outmaneuver their enemies. Mongol warriors were renowned for their archery skills. They used composite bows made of horn, wood, and sinew, which were powerful and accurate. Their arrows could pierce through armor, giving them a significant advantage in battle. Genghis Khan instilled strict discipline within his army. He implemented a decimal system, dividing his troops into units of 10, 100, 1,000, and 10,000. This ensured efficient command and control. The Mongols were quick to adopt new technologies and tactics from the cultures they encountered. They incorporated siege weapons, gunpowder, and naval warfare into their arsenal, making them a versatile and adaptable force. The Mongols often used psychological tactics to demoralize their enemies. They would spread rumors, exaggerate the size of their armies, and employ terror tactics to break the enemy's will to fight. Section 5. The Mongol Conquest, a wave of expansion across continents. With a unified army and innovative military tactics, Genghis Khan led the Mongols on an unprecedented campaign of expansion. Their empire grew rapidly, encompassing vast territories and diverse populations. One of their first major conquests was the Khwarezmian Empire in Central Asia. The Khwarezmians controlled important trade routes, and their defeat opened the way for Mongol expansion into Persia and beyond. The Mongols also clashed with the Jin dynasty in northern China. Genghis Khan's armies besieged and captured major cities, gradually wearing down the Jin forces. The conquest of China would continue under Genghis Khan's successors. To the west, the Mongol armies advanced into Russia and Eastern Europe. They defeated the Kievan Rus' and other principalities, extending their empire into Europe. The Mongol invasion had a profound impact on these regions, leading to political upheaval and cultural exchange. Genghis Khan died in 1227, but his conquest continued under his successors, known as the Great Khans. The Mongol Empire would eventually stretch from Korea in the east to Poland in the west, becoming the largest contiguous land empire in history. Section 6. The Pax. Mongolica, an era of trade and cultural exchange. The Mongol conquests, while undeniably brutal, also ushered in an era of relative peace and stability across much of Eurasia. This period, known as the Pax Mongolica, had a significant impact on trade, culture, and the exchange of ideas. Genghis Khan and his successors recognized the importance of trade. They secured trade routes, established a system of relay stations for communication, and encouraged merchants from different regions to travel and trade within their empire. This led to a flourishing of trade between East and West. Silk, spices, porcelain, and other luxury goods flowed from China to Europe, while horses, textiles, and manufactured goods traveled in the opposite direction. The Mongol Empire became a crossroads of cultures. Ideas, technologies, and artistic styles were exchanged between different parts of the empire. For example, the Mongols adopted gunpowder technology from China, which they later used in their conquests. Section 7. The impact on technology from gunpowder to printing. The Mongols' embrace of new technologies and their role in facilitating the spread of knowledge contributed to advancements in various fields. Gunpowder, as mentioned earlier, the Mongols acquired gunpowder from China. They further developed its use in weaponry, incorporating cannons and other gunpowder-based weapons into their arsenal. This military innovation would have a lasting impact on warfare. Printing. The Mongols also played a role in the spread of printing technology. Woodblock printing, which originated in China, was introduced to Europe through Mongol-controlled territories. This contributed to the development of the printing press in Europe, revolutionizing the dissemination of information. Cartography and astronomy. The Mongols' vast empire and their support for trade encouraged the development of more accurate maps and navigational techniques. They also patronized astronomers, contributing to advancements in astronomical observations. Section 8. The decline of the empire, internal strife and external pressures. The Mongol Empire, despite its vast size and power, was not immune to internal strife and external pressures. By the mid-14th century, the empire began to fragment, eventually leading to its decline. One factor was the vastness of the empire itself. The Mongol rulers struggled to maintain control over such a vast territory and its diverse population. Communication and transportation were challenging, making it difficult to respond effectively to rebellions or external threats. Internal divisions also weakened the empire. After the death of Kublai Khan, Genghis Khan's grandson, the empire split into several khanates, each vying for power and influence. These divisions led to conflicts and rivalries that undermined the empire's unity. External pressures also played a role. The rise of the Ming dynasty in China in the 14th century challenged Mongol rule. The Ming armies drove the Mongols out of China, marking the end of the Yuan dynasty, the Mongol dynasty that had ruled China. Section 9. Conclusion. The enduring impact of Genghis Khan and his empire. The Mongol Empire, under Genghis Khan's leadership, left an indelible mark on history. While their conquests were often brutal, the Mongols also facilitated trade, cultural exchange, and the spread of knowledge across Eurasia. Genghis Khan's story, from his humble beginnings to his rise as a powerful ruler, continues to fascinate people around the world. He is remembered as a brilliant military strategist, a charismatic leader, and a unifier who brought together disparate Mongol tribes. The Pax Mongolica, despite its brevity, had a lasting impact. It fostered connections between East and West, contributing to the exchange of goods, ideas, and technologies that shaped the course of history. The Mongol Empire's legacy is complex and multifaceted. It serves as a reminder of the interconnectedness of civilizations and the enduring impact of cultural exchange, even amidst conflict and conquest.